Alright, so when we left off on this last, I got two endings. I got the submarine ending and then the knife ending, I assume. If I recall correctly, is what I meant. And is my thing working? Begin with memories. Yeah, so I got the knife ending and I got the submarine ending. Is it bad that I thought he meant SCP-999? No. There's been a lot of SCP talking with games repainted, so it's not bad that you thought that again. Okay, so my controller is working. You'll start the beginning of the game, previous playthrough. Okay, so what I was thinking about doing tonight, I actually have a guide open for how to get this special ending. It's a non-spoiler guide, so I didn't spoil anything for me. But I'm hoping to get this game done tonight, and I'm guessing I'm going to be done in like maybe 2 hours. So if you're here for Kirby, yeah, come back in 2 hours. Is this new? I don't remember the explosion happening. Wait, what? I don't... Okay, yeah, this is... We did go through this. It's been a while. I left you guys hanging for pretty long. I think like 2 weeks since we last played this. So I'm kind of like, I don't remember much about this game anymore. Even after 2 weeks. Verizon likes make Vinny's connection shit whenever Vinny goes offline during a stream. Suddenly, people always blame Verizon. He has an emote for that. Yeah, he has a Vine Horizon. I'm a pretty avid fan of Vinny's. I wouldn't say avid, but I watch his streams a lot. They help me sleep. He's got a relaxing voice. This is what I hate about this part of the game. Yeah, Restream is my Verizon, yeah. Vinesoft. We do not talk about Vinesoft here. Thank you. Actually, we do talk about Vinesoft. We talk about it way too often. I dread the day that I meet Vinny, and I'm just gonna be like, hey, I had a dream about me smashing dicks with you. That's gonna be quite the story. Alright, if anyone can just remember the code for me, that would be great. I don't want to remember the code. Oops. Fuck. I believe it's like 0 something, 076, no, 02, 5, 7, 7, maybe it's 8, 8, 4? There. I'll actually go look at it. Go back. Items. So it's a blue suitcase, and it is 0. Fuck! I hit the wrong button. It's 0. God. 02 6 0263. I almost hit the back button. I do that every time. Somebody lives in Iceland. Isn't that the green one and not the icy one? The codes are 7485 for red. Alright, thank you very much. I'd rather not have to sit through that since we've already gone through this. 7, 4, 8, 5. No, fuck. There we go. Wait, what? Oh, I have the wrong cards out, maybe? The files. Really? I just had to have the blue ones open. I have to find the 5, right? Let's see. 6 and 3 is 9. 7. Oh, God, I am not ready for math. 7 and 3, no, 7 and 2 is 9, 9 and 6. There we go. No? It's 9, 15. That's right, that's 15. Shit. No, reset. There we go. No! I hit the wrong button again. I'm getting worse and worse at math the more I play this. I remember when I first started, I was like, yeah, I got this quick math stuff. Yeah, it's no problem. And then I can't do math now. I've also been up for, I don't know how long now. Since, I think, 4 in the morning. So I've been up for maybe 14 hours or so. Which, you know, is normal, but, like, I'm tired. I'm used to, like, sleeping a lot. I sleep, like, 9 hours a day. It's my girlfriend! Except I don't really like any of the characters here really that much. They're all kind of like boring to me. I wouldn't say they're like boring, but like they're... I got 9 hours. Ha! 9 hours of sleep. I didn't even notice that. But like they're not... I don't know, they're just not as dynamic as some characters. 7 is the only good one? Everyone is boring, you say? I don't know. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like Lotus is like the most interesting because she's like, I have children. I'm an old woman. Okay, I'm actually going to go through the door 5 this time. I think I normally go through 4. I'm going to go through 5 this time, just so I can figure out the puzzle then, and then not have to worry about it later. I hate this guy. I really do. Like, the fucking glasses, man. He's such a dick. I'm actually really glad he dies early on. I have to sleep, but I came here to say hi later. Oh, I came to say hi later. Comma. You need a comma there. These characters are worse than Danganronpa characters, and those guys stink. Yeah, if you want to talk about Danganronpa characters, I would say that the original Danganronpa characters are so bland and so boring that their dynamics with each other are just not interesting. They try to make one like Fukawa and Togami. They try to make it like, they try to make them seem like, oh, they're an odd pairing or an odd couple. They're not even a couple, but like the dynamic between the two is really funny. It's like, oh, she's obsessed over him, but he's not really interested. And that's really boring because that is overdone. And it's just not, it's not interesting. I'd say like the most interesting dynamic in Danganronpa 1 was probably Ishimaru and Mondo. That's just because they are so drastically different, and then they become best friends. I think that's like the most interesting thing in the entire game. Like, fuck the lore of that game. It's those two we care about. So today I had this really, really strong craving for cookies. Like chocolate chip cookies. And then I was like, man, I don't have any. And I realized I should do some baking. And I have no idea why. I just had this obsession of wanting to bake cookies all day. There's something about homemade cookies too that is not the same with like the Chips Ahoy or the, I don't know, what other cookie brands are there? Are there other cookie brands other than Chips Ahoy? I don't even know. I'm cheating, I know the answers. I want to go through door 5. Junpei's cry echoed through across the room, and the 4 people walking towards the door stopped and turned back towards him. I want to go through door 5 too. The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke up. What are you saying, Jumpy? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you. He turned around to look at her. No, you can't. I can't take you with me. Why? Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that? June opened her mouth as if to say something, but instead closed it again and looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest at her clear distress, but the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. Junpei turned away from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions. Please, let me go into door 5. He scratched his head and looked at the young man. Man, now we were right back to where we started, you know that? Junpei's bracelet number is 5, right? If we're going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us. Turn to Ace. Please take good care of Clover. Oh, alright, that's fine. 1, 4, and 5. Don't go away! You need to listen, Clover. Go to the door 4 with the others! I have a currently poorly contained desire to get a Switch. Do it! Get a Switch! Have fun! I would say buying a Switch now is worth it. Like back when the Switch had like no games, like it only had like Breath of the Wild and like, I don't know, Puyo Puyo. Oh, hello! We have a special guest again. Seven, Snake, and Junpei scan their numbered bracelets in quick succession. He glanced around one last time, his hand resting on the lever of the red. Okay, please be careful. The sharp clack of the lock releasing, the door swung. Oops. No. Would you like to quit? No. I was about to quit. I didn't do it, though. I was reading. I swear. Try as he might, he would not leave the corpse, and his feet would not leave the floor. 7-2 seemed paralyzed. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following. Do you intend to kill me? I assume you've forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you? He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was, at most, slightly cocked towards one shoulder. Junpei and Seven looked at one another, nodded, and threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrist of all 3 men. Seven and Junpei looked down at their bracelets, on both of them, and on Snake's. Why not on all of them? A red skull flickered to life. The detonator had begun its countdown. They had scarcely processed this information when the door closed. Can you stop that? Yeah. Say hi. Say hi. Mwah. Alright. She's being quiet. With a metallic slam, the numbered doors behind them swung shut. Unless they could find the device that would deactivate the detonators on their wrists, they would not be leaving the hallway. The fear and urgency of Seven's face reflected what all 3 of them felt. Junpei spun around, desperately searching desperately for the dead. He found it easily enough. It was on the wall next to the closed door labeled 5. As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other 2 scrambled to follow suit. And as soon as they finished, Snake threw the lever down. Beep. Well, it looks like it stopped. He spoke as Junpei wiped the sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand. Goddamn thing's gonna give me a heart attack! A muscle stood out in Seven's neck, and the corner of his mouth were twitching. Jumpy, are you alright? You guys okay? They could hear anxious voices muffled but distant from the other side of the door. Yeah, we're fine. The detonators have been deactivated. They heard sighs, or relieved sighs, and even through the door, the 3 men could feel the tension disperse. Alright, we're moving on. Be careful, okay? Okay, sure thing. Meow. They heard footsteps moving away, and before long they were alone again. Junpei looked around. The hallway hit a dead end 20 or 30 feet from where they stood. A thick iron wall blocked their way. Try as they might to force it, the wall refused to move. To the left, however, was a wooden door that looked positively inviting by comparison. In the middle of it was a plaque that read, First Class. First class cabin, huh? Well, it seems like it. Let's have a look then, shall we? Meow. Without hesitation, Snake opened the door and stepped inside. He looked back, not knowing why. Lying in the small hallway was a man's body, or at least what was left of it. He tried hard to avoid looking at the grisly scene, but it just wouldn't leave his mind. What had once been a man's internal organs now looked like so much vomit, as though he had chewed as though something had chewed up and spit out the better part of the torso. It was hideous, but worse still, it was cruel. It was hard to believe that the thing on the floor had once been human. Titty Twister. Foxtron in chat says Titty Twister. Ugh. The man's glasses lay next to his head. The lenses were cracked and the frame bent and distorted. Next to the glasses lay a bracelet, the number 9 displayed on its face. What are you doing? Oh, sorry, I just hit my mic with my hand. You escape from the ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside of the confines of the ship or detects that the wearer's heart blah blah blah. We all know this. Junpei felt his stomach convulse. A knot in his muscles gripped his throat. He clasped his hand over his mouth and ran to the first-class cabin. And then he vomited all over the floor, and then it was great and disgusting. The atmosphere changed immediately. The room was gorgeous, despite the apparent age of the ship, none worse for wear. He looked around. Seven and Snake were nowhere to be seen. There were 2 doors on the right side of the room. He had opened the one on his right, and went through. On the other side of the door was a short hallway. He jogged down the hallway and opened the door to the other end and peeked through. There they were, to his right, busy examining something. He stepped through the door and walked towards them. What's up? Check this out. We found this thing here on the door. Red light's on. Does that mean it's locked? So I'd assume. Is there any way out? We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything. So you're telling me that unless we can open this door, yes, we won't be going anywhere. Junpei stepped away from the door. The room they were in looked like a bedroom. They figured the room he had originally entered was the living room, or whatever passed for one on a ship. Alright, let's find a way to open this door. Wow, this is a pretty big room. You gotta stop doing that, Hilda. I don't know. As soon as I start streaming, Hilda's like, I want your attention. Alright. Let's find a way out now. It's a table with a mirror. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry. I just had to take care of my cat. Vanity refers to self-love, conceit, and narcissism. As such, you could say that every day when a woman looks into one of these, she's staring at her own conceit and narcissism. Doesn't that strike you as terribly sad? I have no idea why I just took that with them. Nah, that stupid voice I just made. Map! There's a map of the ship here? I imagine it would prove very helpful. You best hold on to it, Junpei. God damn it, Andy, what did I do? It's safe. It's locked. One of those dial locks. It doesn't have a key. We just need to get the dials in the right place and it'll open. Did you find anything, Seven? Nope. How about you? I also found nothing. Okay. See? No, go back in there. Go back in there. There's a suitcase. There's nothing inside. I can tell by the weight. That makes no sense. Unshaken. Table. Snake's rubbing it. This is a high quality desk. Check the cabinet again. Did I miss something in the cabinet? Nothing's in there. Took Junpei by surprise. Snakes, unusually so calm and collected, suddenly began to move. Hold on a second. I'm gonna move my mic. Hello? Is this anybody? Is this, I'm still really quiet. Let me move up. Unusually calm and collected, suddenly began to move. Stared, blah, 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 blah. Joke's on you guys. I'm not going for the secret ending. Snake waited a moment before answering. I heard something strange. Something strange? Well, never mind. Doesn't seem to be anything suspicious. I don't wish to toot my own horn, but auditory senses are considerably more advanced than those than most humans. I noticed even the slightest of noises. Right, are you going to tell me you can hear a needle drop from a mile away? No, no such thing. That would be impossible. However, listening to the sound of footsteps and breathing, as well as sound echoing off the environment, I can locate most objects. When Clover fell on that big staircase a little while ago, you were at her side immediately. So that was, yes, I could hear it happening. In fact, I can run quite fast, certainly as fast as you. So, should someone attempt to start a fight with me, I'm quite confident that I could defeat them. You don't believe me, do you? Care to give me a try? I must warn you. You'll no doubt regret it. Well, I suppose that's enough playing around. Let's just resume our search. Andy, aren't you a bot that was made in Tangia? Tell me if I'm right. Well, you're not right. I wasn't made in Tangia. I was made in China. I'm a bootleg. I'm a bootleg streamer. Could use this tub for something. Heavy piece of paper that's been folded in half, has score printed on the front of it. If that's true, then the score we just found was probably in there at least at some point. There's something in the back. Let's see if I can reach it. Just a little. Damn, that's hot. Fire hot! So I guess I have to put out that fire somehow. Cool, we got a vase. GAC. Suitcases. Suitcase made of leather, the color of rich mahogany. Well, shoot, looks like there's nothing in it. Alright. Where the fuck am I? That's a toilet. Okay, so this... Okay, that's the closet, okay. This is the bathroom, right? Yeah, this is the bathroom. I want to use the vase on it. Thank you. Is it vase or vase? How do you guys pronounce it? It's pronounced vase, 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 vase. Score plate. Let's combine this with the things here. No, this, no, this, no. Ceramic plate of some kind. Looks like a blank sheet of music. Oops. As Junpei tucked the plate into his pocket, Seven cried out and stumbled, his balance lost. He threw out a hand and caught the wall. In time to steady himself to avoid the floor, but his face was flushed and he looked startled. What just happened? I felt a little dizzy, that's all. Is he getting his memory back? The hell's wrong with me? First memory loss, now I'm getting dizzy for no reason. Memory loss? You couldn't hide the surprise in his voice. Seven, for his part, seemed unconcerned. I haven't told you, have I? The rest of them, but I told the rest of them, but that must have been before you showed up. The long and short of it is that I don't remember Jack from before I woke up here. I didn't realize I hadn't told you. He's an amnesiac. He doesn't remember. Are you telling the truth? You look pretty calm for somebody who doesn't remember anything. If you really got amnesia, shouldn't you be, like, upset or confused or something? Well, sure, I was pretty confused when I woke up down on D-Deck, but that was a while ago. I had some time to get used to it. My phone vibrating, or is that just me? My phone is definitely vibrating. Let me turn that off. Alright. Is that it? That's it? Alright, that's enough talk for now. Let's get back to work. Seven gave Junpei a look. The younger man wasn't sure how to interpret to walk away, though somehow Junpei didn't find his reassurances very reassuring. Assuring, reassuring. Where are you going? Didn't we come out of that door? No point in going back there. It's all... perfect for an elegant gentleman like myself. Ha ha ha! Alright. That's not where I want to go. That's also a closet. Okay, I want to go in here. Toilet. It's a toilet. Doesn't seem to be anything in the toilet or the tank. There's some toilet paper on the wall here. Nothing that looks suspicious. So what's the point of this toilet? It's just a toilet. Wait a minute, what's wrong? Well, they put them all on top of each other and they look odd. Doesn't really look like a song. In all likelihood, then we haven't found them all. We just need to find more glass plates. Alright. So we checked into there. Check here. Nope. Okay. So we checked there. We checked in the... We checked the bed. Let's check over here again. Lights. Testing, testing. What a maroon. Water's dirty. Can't see more than 4 inches or so. Can't see anything down there. Do you think? Think what? Just pull the plug, right? Andy, please save me from the hell my lungs are racking on my lungs. What? Your lungs are racking on your lungs. You should probably get that checked out. You should probably have less lungs. Okay, now I must have all of them. Sweet, now I can play the music. C won't be C, D won't be D, and so forth. You must listen carefully to determine which keys to strike. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so... Oops. Fuck. I did it. Junpei, we did it. Looks like it worked. We something over unlocked by the exit. Alright. Stand, bow, be seated! Well, I guess he hasn't forgotten that. At least Snake thinks it's funny. Ha ha ha, yes, I suppose that was the classroom bell, wasn't it? I don't imagine that's what Zero was thinking of, however. No, Zero's almost certainly meant to suggest Westminster, not middle school. Westminster? Wow, that's not minister. That's not the word minister. Westminster. The palace in London that plays host these days to the Houses of Parliament. You've heard of Big Ben, the famous clock tower, yes? Big Ben plays that very collection of notes on the hour. The capital of England. At any rate, the door is now unlocked. Let's leave this place immediately. Right? Westminster is where Big Ben is, yes. We are now cultured in Big Ben. So when anyone ever asks you about Big Ben, you're just like, yeah, that's the Westminster place. I keep on saying Westminster. I don't know why. Seven was bent over, apparently doing something to the door. What's he up to? Junpei had spoken more or less to himself, but apparently Seven had heard anyways. The larger man stood up and turned to Junpei. I was just putting one of these plates in there. I'll keep the door from locking again. Now we can come back here anytime we want, right? Why would you want to come back here? Why would he want to come back here? I might like to play a little piano. If that was the case, why would he leave the door unlocked? Junpei frowned, took one last look at the door, and walked away towards his companions. After some time in the hallway, they emerged into a larger, more open area. He's already got this planned out. Seven's like, yo. On the grate, there are 2 elevators. Yes, we understand. I should probably drink my coffee here so I can stay wide awake and be not tired when I do this math stuff. Female symbol? That's Venus! Ah, the Venus symbol, I imagined. You recall the similar symbol near the large central staircase. They reference many of the solar bodies. Sun, Saturn, Earth. So as you can see, that one's likely not the woman symbol, but a Venus symbol. So I assume. Play Cory in the house instead of Curb. You know, I might one day. I'm gonna play Cory in the house one day. So I'm gonna left them to head down the hallway. French door. The Cory in the House DS game. A casino. Took only a moment for Junpei to take in his new surroundings. This is some kind of casino? Sure looks like one. But before Junpei could comment further, a noise from behind them. Snake was shaking the door they just come through. Seven and Junpei watched. He threw up his hands in frustration and kicked the door for good measure. Looked as if they were once again locked in. There was no reason to panic, however. If the door was left open, there was nowhere for them to go back. They would have to find another way out. Spurred to action by Seven's word, Junpei and Snake began to examine the room. Alright. Casino time. I just made myself dizzy. Weird looking thing floating in there. Alright. Weird looking thing floating in there. Oh. When there's two lights turned on, I heard something from the bottom of the fireplace. Oh, okay, well. Coin bag. Huh. It says 1 on the plate. Alright. Slot machine, I see. It seems to be a coin slot in the upper left corner. It says 2. Let's drop the coin into the coin slot. Shit, I don't remember the combination. Spin the roulette. Hitting these reels just right, the timing as well, not easy. I don't believe you just need to hit them right. I probably have to hit them in the right order, which is probably this. It was like club, diamond, heart. Let me try that. Yep. 777. Snake knows an awful lot for some reason. Key with the Venus symbol on it. Now we'll be able to open the gate. We just need to figure out how to get out of this room. And he's off. Playing card. There's a playing card and a Venus key. Meow. Oh, I got the 2 heart. Two heart. 2 spades. I mean, that's 2 spades. I'm not going crazy. I'm not tired. It's 2 spades. Looks like we need to put a playing card in here. Let's give it a shot. It's not gonna be 2, because that's the 3. Alright. Alright, let's can we go this way? No. Can you stop playing for a moment and make your kitty purr? I want to hear it. I can't make her purr on command. She kind of just does it on her own. Andy, go ooh woo. No. Square table looks like a mahjong table. Do you play mahjong? Mahjong. I've never played Mahjong, but I have this Mahjong game on Steam where you can play as like anime girls. I don't remember anything about it other than you play Mahjong. I think I might have played it once and only once. Just got a 5 card. Hey Andy, I love you. I'm going to sleep. I'm all out of gay. Well, thank you for coming to the stream anyways, Cole. Cole McEgg on YouTube. Two, 4, and 5. Alright. Do I just have to look for these cards now, or like what? Feels like a chair, nothing more, nothing less. For playing Baccarat. Looks like a little off though, because the middle of the table. There's something mounted on it. Suddenly, 7 began to speak. Ah, Baccarat. You ever played Junpei? Baccarat. Baccarat? Is it Italian? You got the banker and the player. Whole point is you guess which one is gonna win. Whether the banker or the player wins all depends on their hands. The way each hand works is different from other games too. See the number from the ones play. You take the number from the ones place after you add up all the values of your cards. Whoever has the closest to 9 wins. If your number is smaller than your opponent's, you lose. That's it. That's the explanation. All right. Single digit of the single digit of this is wait is the digital root. Wait, what? You ignore the number and wait. The single digit of the sum of all the cards you have. The strongest hand is a 9 and the weakest is a 0. You ignore the number in the 10 spot. Okay, I kind of get it. More confident. Slightly approach the Baccarat table. The 8 of spades. Okay, well, let's see if we just... It's a Baccarat. Baccarat? Baccarat. Baccarat. Balalaha. There are a couple of indentations with the white lines around them. We gotta put down 3 cards. So I just have to have a digital root of 9, right? There are 3 empty indentations. Gotta pick a card and play it. If I put them in the right spots, something ought to happen. Alright. Bahat. Alright. So 2 and 5, 7, 4, no, that's not wrong. 3 and 7, 13, 15, 15 and 6, 14 and 7. I don't think I have the right cards for this. So 5 and 7 is 12, right? And that's just 3. I need a 6. Or maybe I just wait, I think I need a 6. Oops, alright. Let me go back here and check this out. It's Ace of Spades. Alright. I have to find 6 somewhere. I just completely missed it, didn't I? Yep. It was just sitting right there. Okay. Some of the cards they got in play using the single-digit numbers. Ignore the stuff in the tens place. Yep, I know. I just needed the 6 card, and I needed to play. I want to play the digital root game, cause I got the math. Come on, I know how to play. All right, so was it? I did it. All right. I guess that's that now. So wait, we had items. So we have 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7 were there. 8. And it's open. Oh shit. And it has to add up to 9, right? Well, lucky for me, I've got cards that add up to 9. I just put that in the wrong place, but it doesn't matter, because addition is, doesn't matter. Order of operations. Ran out of the large room, blah, blah, blah. Shit. Iron gate blocking the staircase and the Venus. This time, however, Junpei had the Venus key in his pocket. Wasting no time, he pulled it out and shoved it into the keyhole. With the distinctive sound on metal, he felt a click. Let's get this thing open. Right. Handle on the left side. 7 took the handle on the right. Sounds as though you have opened it. We can reach C deck now. I have a hard time believing that Snake is blind. Something about it. Someone please talk. I am dying. Well, I'm talking. You can listen to me. Hello. I'm talking. It's got the woman symbol and the devil horns. This is the Mercury symbol. Stylized versions of the wings and staff. Gotta find a key card that's the Mercury symbol. Alright. So when do we rendezvous with everybody else again? Great many doors lining both sides of the hallway. I feel like I can skip this because, well, there's like slight variations to the dialogue. So I guess like technically it's new dialogue, but also like I don't wanna sit through this. They emerged into an area roughly the same size and shape as the one on top of the stairs. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw. Hospital beds. Andy, where are you in Xenoblade 2? I am past the spoiler point where you find out... It's the part where you fall. I'm just gonna say that much. It's the part where you fall. So yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anybody else who's playing it, but yeah. I'm about that point. I've kind of been like struggling to get through it too, because like I'm just not that interested anymore. Well, like I kind of am, because like it just opened up a bunch of new gameplay options, but also it's like, I don't know, it's like I've reached a point where I feel at least a little bit satisfied, but like also not, you know how that is? Probably not. Hilda doesn't know. She's concerned. Locked. Naturally, after all, there are rules to the nonary game. They're allowed these doors to open easily, and to allow these doors to open easily would violate those rules. Look at the red. There's nothing on it. Remember the red back at the main staircase? If there wasn't anyone in it, it would say vacant run on the little screen. But this one says nothing. It's gotta be broken. I didn't think Zero... Why is Zero like italicized there? Zero was the kind of guy who'd screwed around with something like this. Zero's been prepared for. He's saying he's gonna make a mistake now. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I can think of. The thing ain't working at all. Now I have my suspicions about 7, man. Zero. I think he's enunciating 0 in a sour way. 0. I get it. So the reds aren't working because somebody pulled out their guts. So I assume, but why? And who? I mean, it doesn't really make sense. I have no idea. Why on earth would I know something like that? They heard the sound of a door opening. 3 of them turned and saw Akane! Oh no, Junpei thought, it's June. Junpei and 7 were at the moment at a loss for words. Why are you? After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate for exchange of information. They talked about the rooms, and none of it was very useful. Still alive. He felt sorry for the 9th man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive. The red isn't working. We can't keep going. What about that big hallway? There must be somewhere in there that we might be able to go. No, there's nothing there. The 5 of us had a quick look. There are a great many rooms, although none of them appeared to have held patience for quite some time. Jupiter. Oh, Nick the Guy, thank you for the Twitch host. Thank you. I made a mistake. Well, I had to go through this anyways tonight. But I don't want to like I don't want to read this. I already read this. Why is it like acting like if it's new dialogue, but it's not. It really isn't anything new. Gigantic, titanic, gargantuan. This is Lord Gordain. This Lord Gordain bought the ship. Yes, at least I think I am. It's impossible. We're some boat that's almost 100 years old. Pay attention. What is it? Well, have you got any proof? Proof that the ship is really the gigantic. The gigantic is what I read gigantic as. I mean, it's like GIG, like gigantic. Gigantic. Welcome to the stream, Tennis Baby. Welcome to the stream, Hilda. Hilda, are you touching my mic with your tail? You're touching my mic with your tail. Can you stop that? No? Okay. Meow. Wait a minute. Are you telling me I have to search all these rooms? I'm extremely suspicious of 7. I'm like extremely suspicious of 7 right now. However... Oh, cool. Now we can skip again. Alright. We good. We good. Okay, so I believe to get the ending that I want, which is... not sure. I have to just go through that one ending that I didn't do yet. The last door. Door 6 or whatever. Was it door 6? Or was it... I don't remember. So we have to go through one of those 2 doors, 7 or 8, and then there's like one more. It's like 6. It's like 6, 2, and 1, right? And then he dies, but actually he just sedated himself for no reason. Which door do I want? Which door do I want? The laboratory. Alrighty, back to the grind. What do we do? I can't remember. Oh, she had to pick up the pen or something, and then we... find something. Oops, fuck. Sullivan. Alright, and then we go back over here, pick up the cloth, we rub it off, and we get the combination. Oh, she already gave me the thing. Alright, and then we get it from her. Stream offline. What? My stream went offline? What endings have I gotten? I've gotten the knife ending and I got the submarine ending. And so far we're working to get that last standard ending. Wait, why can't I skip? Oh. I'm unemployed at the moment. Wait, is this new dialogue? I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit. Why? She blinked, huh? Oh, it's just something. She stopped typing for a moment and her face fell. This was not an avenue of questioning to be pursued. Why am I getting this? Lotus's fingers began to move again, and in a few seconds she was back up to speed. She typed more letters and symbols that meant nothing to Junpei and began to pour across the screen. What are you doing now? I'm going to try and brute force it. Brute force attack as well. The short version is that I attack the thing head on. Long version? It's one of the simplest ways to break a cipher, she told him. She checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time. The thought of doing something like that made Junpei feel tired, but Lotus explained that she was writing a program that would just run such an attack on its own. It's because I went through door 5. Oh. That's interesting. The wireless display. It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it? How do I put it? Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you. Alright, so you enter 1 plus 1. The screen will show you 2. See, isn't that strange? Not really. Come on now. Of course, a caveman like you would think it's strange. You said so just a minute ago. You're not getting it, are you? Who calculated 1 plus 1? The main computer, right? You said it's connected to the monitor wirelessly, but someone grew up in a cave who wouldn't know that, right? Probably just think that this thing is here, the monitor is doing the calculating. But once they decided that, they'll start examining this monitor. They might poke the screen or something. So the color changes when I press on it here. They might investigate the hardware on the inside. So the wire supplies power. Eventually they might even cut the wires. It's expected when the wire is cut, no results appear. Therefore, it must be a device it must be this device which does the calculations. The truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that, because they have no idea that the monitor and computer are connected wirelessly. So what are you trying to say? Nothing really, it's just I thought maybe, what if the relationship between human beings and our brains was like that? Let's just say you stick a bunch of electrodes into a part of the brain. Scientists examining the signals they send out might say, interesting, so stimulating this part of the brain causes the person to see colors. So this must mean this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes the function to cease. Therefore, human thought processes can occur in the human brain. Just like this monitor. Maybe the brain is just an output device like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else in a main body, so we just don't know it. What if we're just floating brains? We're just like these cave people who wouldn't know about wireless communications. We can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains when we experience that information as thoughts. Jeez. The brain is just an output device. Human thoughts actually occur somewhere else. Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia. If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all. He's just having a difficult time accessing his memories because this monitor is his brain has been damaged. I suppose that would explain asphyxias and blind sights too. Perhaps they actually can speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly. Just people with prosopagnosia has been suffering the same thing. Yeah, I don't understand a word she's saying now. Have you never heard of prosopagnosia? Prosopagnosia. I hope I pronounced that right. What is it? Well, it's a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces. In other words, my face would look like the same as Clover's or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia can have trouble recognizing even people they're close to. Usually they can do it by associating people with other things, their voices, their clothes. Wait. No, I don't think so. You've seen monkeys like in a zoo, right? To you and me, all the monkeys' faces look the same, even though they are obviously got faces. It's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them. The zoo staff that works with them would learn to identify different monkeys. Eventually, but you and I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart. That's how people would be to somebody with prosopagnosia, huh? Didn't even know that kind of thing existed. The idea that your brain is just an output device like a monitor. Are you serious about that stuff? Not really, I was just kidding for about half of it. What about the other half? Well, I guess I was just adulting? Not funny. And then she giggles. It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously. It was the first thing that came to mind and I just talked about it to kill time. But it looks like I don't need to talk about it anymore. I don't have time. I don't have to kill time any longer. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Accepted. Yeah, alright. Alright, now I can skip again. Bam! Nailed it. Alright. I wanted to ask you so. Ooh, more dialogue. You went into door 5 with my brother, right? Did you hear him say anything weird? The more he thought about it, however, the more it made sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Clover was quite attached to her brother. Of course, she'd been worried about him. He thought back to when he had gone through the door 5, hoping he might remember something, even a small something that would help her. However... Sorry, Clover, I can't think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person or something like that, but that's about it. Hey, wait a minute. Look, I don't know if I should ask you things, but if you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if Snake, when he was born, talking about his eyes, yes. No, he wasn't born blind. When he was a kid, he got into an accident, a really bad car accident. He couldn't see after that. And his arm, yeah, my brother's left arm it's not like a normal person's arm. It's fake. It's not a real arm. The accident hurt him real bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm. Is that all you wanted to ask me? I'm sorry for making you talk about all this painful stuff. Alright. Now I gotta do this. Fire! And then... Oops. All right. Still going, still going, still going. The key? Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room. Small and metallic. Small and metallic. Caught it. Key. Head to the Jupiter symbol. I'm gonna let you hold on to that, alright? Yeah, I got it. Here, it's the Saturn keycard we found in the kitchen. Might lose it. Alright. She pressed it into Junpei's hand. He felt slightly less than honored. As a group, they had 3 keys that had not been used. The Earth key, which had been found in the laboratory. The Jupiter key, which Seven handed to Junpei. And the Saturn key, which Lotus had handed to Junpei. Snake? Alright. Beep, beep, beep. Gonna get wet down there. She's gonna get wet. I might get wet, you know, down there. This is the 3rd time we've gone through this. It's still really funny. When she's just talking about how her lungs down there. I mean, I guess they're like lower than your head, but like... Yeah, I'm skipping it. I'm sorry. And the 6th door. Snake is dead. She's talking about the lower floor down there. Oh! This game actually gives me chills, though. This is like very... It's very ominous and it's very unsettling. I thought it'd wow, I can't talk today. I thought it'd be more like, you know, Danganronpa, where it's sort of comical, but this is like, it has like the heavy themes to it. Okay, so now the only one I have left is door 1. Door 1. Sans was unconvinced. Man, I haven't seen him all game. You cheating? I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted. I wrote it down on the paper earlier. Let me see that. He shrugged and handed it to him. Sans examined it furiously as the others peered at it as well. Although he'd never know it now. Sans had just been justified of his suspicions. Junpei had switched the papers. He prepared 3 pieces of papers for doors 1, 2, and 6. The drawing began. He saw true last. The rest was easy. He wanted to go to door 1. Blah 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 blah. Pig. You just wait and see. She just glides across. Circumstances dictated that Junpei and June would have to part ways again. After all, he knew he would see her again. Till we find that 9 door 0 ain't gonna split us up. We'll get separated for a little while, but then we'll see each other again. Junpei, Ace, and Clover headed towards A deck. They took out the Earth key and opened the door to the left. It opened and they walked through. The 1 door. It was just Sans and Lotus had said. The end of the hallway was the door with a large 1 on it, a numbered door. To the left of it was bolted to the wall was a red. Ace went first, waved his wrist over the scanner panel. Junpei was next. Finally, Clover. Took hold of the lever. In a deep breath, he turned to Junpei and Clover. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Alright, here we go. The door opened. They stumbled into the room. Frantically, Junpei scanned the room. And there it is. Stopped on the device that would determine whether they'd lived or died. Not that Junpei wanted to. He planned to finish the game before he got a chance to let imminent death become commonplace. Yes, 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 yes. There was another door, different from the one they'd entered through. He took hold of the knob. He pulled his knob gently. This is the wheelhouse. This is a fun room, apparently. I hope I have fun. You're in charge of this room. Say something. Okay, I will. Alright then, let's get started. Alright. Oh, these are a lot of drawers. Stack of nautical charts. There's a line on it here. The line is the route the ship is supposed to take. Dots over the map is probably ports. Alright. I guess this is probably for the reading maps or something. Yeah, they're probably spread map out and decide on the route. Alright, so that's okay. A light. Looks like a wilted flower. Here we go. World map with the Atlantic Ocean in the center. Red pins, several locations with these red pins. What do they mean? Nautical charts I picked up earlier. The maps look like this one. Maybe one of them matches up. Let's see. It looks like this one matches up with the pins. So we got 7 locations connected by straight lines. One has a word next to it that's probably the speed. I don't think I need to spend any more time with this map. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Full, half, slow, full, half. Full, half, slow. Full, half, dead, stop. Is that relevant? Is that relevance? Something written on it. Ship's log. A ship log. Let me read it. Why can't I read it? There we go. Ship's log found in the chart room. We leave for a new journey across the sea. After leaving port, we head south and west. We turn southwest to steer around the continent and proceed northwest, made to a port. Change our heading eastbound. Now we're due north. Soon we will dock in the United Kingdom in the homeland of this vessel. Alright. Pocket watch. It's stuck on 10:05. The voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch. Might I take a look at it? He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket watch. What are you doing over in this room? I just thought I'd come and check up on the two of you. Is there a problem? It's not a problem, but... Junpei looked desperately around the room, anywhere but at Ace, trying to find a convincing reason to dismiss him. Opened his mouth and took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face. I see, of course. He looked Junpei over, glanced at Clover. Apologized for the intrusion. Best of luck. He thinks I'm trying to get laid. Sharp piercing pain, sharp pain in his head. What? How much time passed? He wasn't sure. He didn't notice when Ace strode through the door. Oh, yes, there was something I wanted to check if you don't mind. What is that? Pardon me. No warning. Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's vest. He reached for Ace's arm. It's already too late. In the older man's hand were the pieces of paper that he balled up and hid in his pocket. Just as I thought, you switched them around, didn't you? When we voted. Well, I can't say that I care. I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted, despite your mischief. Then why did you? Simply curiosity. I hope you didn't think ill of me for it. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He felt his stomach begin to tense. Alright. Compass appears to be broken. Gear shift. It's a little different. The device doesn't connect. It's a transmitter. A navigation officer uses it to set the speed of the ship and sends the signal to the engine. There's a handle on top of it which can be moved back and forth to... There's no handle. That's right, there isn't. Looks as though it was deliberately removed. There was a... Wait, there's a blackout? The blackout was concerning. I just put the pocket watch in there, right? Nothing. It's intended to go there, however, we need to do something with the watch first. Okay. I know this. I know this. Yes, yes. Alright. Let's go through here, maybe? No, this is where we came from. Okay, let's see. The wheel? The helm, sorry. The helm. The steering wheel. Electronic scoreboard. Okay. Okay. Let's check the item. Oh, what the... What if I just check the compass again? Oops, shit. What if I... Can I, like, change the thing on here? It doesn't appear to be working. The hands have stopped at 5 minutes, 39 seconds. Turning the knob does nothing. Move the hands. Okay, well, can I move... I want to move the hands. What if I just... If I can move the hands manually, why can't I do it now? The desk. Anything in the drawers? Nope. Okay. Well... I was thinking like maybe change the hand to like point at 12 o'clock, but I don't understand the dead. Well, it won't open. All right. What if we just like? Okay, no, that's not it. Right drawer. Okay. Left drawer? Okay. But in this drawer there was something. What the fuck? I already looked at that. the wheel by the... Oh, shit. I thought I clicked the wheel here. I guess not. Steering wheel moves, it would seem. Notice something else as well. When you move this wheel, the compass also moves. What do you mean? The ship, it's moving. Haha, tricked you. Ha ha ha. I got bamboozled by Ace. Okay. Fuck. This, I wanted that, so... I don't... The direction changes, I swear I saw something that had directions on it. Is it hours, seconds? Stop. And then... yes, it's right in my hand. I can look at it. Do I do hours, second, or hours, minutes, seconds, or do I do... shit, I can't rotate it properly. So if I just like, so it's north, right? This is the top, so like... If this is what he means, then maybe it would show the order I'm supposed to enter this stuff in. What am I doing wrong? So it has to do with this for sure, but I don't know what I'm doing. 'Cause it's like okay, so it's like maybe seconds first or something? Hold on. There's got to be something around here that's like, because this is broken. Wait, let me check this again. One bunch. Feels like there is something. Wait. Let me check one more thing still. Do I have to do this? Or is it this? South, then west, then south. Okay, yeah. But like, no, I need the different speeds though. Okay, southwest, southwest, northwest, east. Okay. Let's try that. South, west, southwest, northwest, east, and then north. Oh, okay, cool. There we go. Full, half, slow, full, half. Something like that. Wait, what? Wait, what? Something happened to the back of the wheelhouse? Is it... oh, shit! Something on the wall that looks like kind of like an arrival board. There's a bunch of words on the left side display. The names of the ports across the world. I imagine they're showing this ship's route. Departing... blah blah blah. Something like that. Looks like those are the names of all the ports along the ship's route. Looks like the only ones... those have a time on it, though. Time on the last line, right? 10 seconds past 3. Perhaps that's the arrival time. "10 seconds past 3 o'clock is the arrival." Okay, now I gotta do this, right? Okay, now I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to fix this thing. Okay, now I gotta figure out how to get this going. Let's get the names of the ports on the ship. 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. How do I change the time then? Excuse me, Junpei. You just took my pocket watch. What the hell are you doing? Just trust me. Should be fine now. Wait. Oh, I could have done that. We unlocked the door. We can get out of this. Oh, well, let's go then. Oops. Meow. On the left was a wooden door. He pushed it open and stepped into the room beyond. Meow. Another puzzle. Alright, I said, I was like, hey, I think I can get to the end of this, I can finish this game tonight. Clearly I can't. I'm gonna finish off this puzzle here, and then we'll take a BRB, and then we'll play some Kirby. So, after, I believe this is gonna be, like, the last puzzle, and then I get an ending. So I'm gonna get the ending, and then we'll do some Kirby. The captain's quarters. I'm Zero, the captain of this ship. She walked up to the door and put her hand on the knob. It opened easily, and without so much as a pause, she walked in. Junpei and Ace followed. First thing they saw was a man on the floor covered in blood. Junpei felt his body seize up. His mouth went dry. He felt very, very cold. The blood in his veins slowed to a crawl, and his heart tightened like a fist. This was the third time he'd seen the horror of death laid out before him. He didn't think there was something he could stand to see much more of. Still, he had begun to accept whatever it was that he saw. Whatever happened to him was beyond his control. Whatever force controlled him was driven by determination that could not hope to match. A sense of helplessness, of desperation washed over him, left behind a feeling of utter emptiness that wormed its way through its body like acid. Then he realized they had yet to check the man's pulse. Perhaps he was still alive. Fueled by that spark of hope, Junpei ran to the man's body, and his heart fell. Oh, yeah, he's definitely dead. Oh my god. Next to the corpse was an axe. The entire blade of it was drenched in a bright red blood. The shape of the man's wounds, there could be no doubt about that it was made by the axe. Junpei looked at the body again. A lake of blood stretched out around it. It was wearing the clothes of a ship's captain, although they were stained with blood. A captain. Did that mean that this man was Zero? On his left hand was a bracelet. The number on the bracelet was 0. It was the only... Then that Junpei noticed the stench of blood that filled the room. He couldn't help but laugh. There was nothing else for him to say. It was too simple, too obvious, too straightforward. If there hadn't been a dead man on the floor, Junpei might have thought it was a joke. Huh. Well. Seize the door. Plaque on the door, but it doesn't say anything. Okay. Well, let's look at this over here. A music box. One of those old music boxes. How about we wind it up? Why does it sound like that? Is it broken? The pins on the cylinder are shaped all weird. I don't think those are pins. It looks like someone put something else on top of it. I think we're gonna have to take it apart to figure out what's going on, don't you? Alright, well, we'll figure that out when we get there. Into the bed. Screen shows the big hospital room. Happening at the central staircase. Random hallway. There's that arrow sound effect again. Bunch of weird buttons on here. They probably switch what you see on the screens. Do you know how to work this thing? Well, why don't we just press one of these, like this one? Oh, huh. What the hell is this? Junpei snorted with a grim humor for the second time he'd come into the room. 4 screens along the bottom had a single letter, each spelling out 0. It felt as though he was being mocked. The real villain was somewhere laughing at him. What do you think? He turned to Clover, who's standing next to him. Her voice was almost too low to hear. Nothing. Still, he had to ask. He gestured towards the corpse. What about him? Do you think that's really 0? No, that's him. Didn't I tell you already? 0 is one of us. I know it's important to figure out who this guy is, but don't you think we figure out how to get out of here first? Was his mind playing tricks on him? Junpei wondered. For a moment, he could have sworn he'd seen Clover smile. Alright, let's combine this with the music box. And we got a cylinder. There are a number of pins and some metal that looks like fans attached to it. I was thinking, those pins and this metal thing, if you look at them in 2 dimensions, don't they remind you of something? The cross-section of one of these pins, what do they look like? Like Morse code? Do I have to like figure out what Morse code is? Ink. It's ink. It's filled with ink. Pair of headphones, I can't hear anything. Guess it doesn't work. Alright, let's check out this thing. It's a big ass rat trap. Yep, that's exactly what a rat trap looks like. I mean, it kind of does it kind of does look like one. I just have a hard time talking now. That me hook. Oh, clock. And that's where we came from, right? Yeah. Zero. Doesn't matter what I push on here, it's not working. I don't think the power's on. A little rectangular hole. Alright. Oh, jeez. 4 rows of numbers and letters. They all start with 0 and end with 8, F, N, or V, respectively. More things for me to learn. Not a, was it? No, not this. There. Numerical system for base 10. It's written as hexadecimal. 11 is B. Okay. Oh, I get it. So it's... Okay, so we're gonna have to translate 0 into fucking hexadecimal or whatever the fuck that is. And also I have to figure out what to do with... I have to figure out what to do with this. Also, I have ink now. I don't know what this is for. back over here. I have ink. Here we go. What if I combine it with the ink? Nope. Oops. White piece of paper, it's blank. Combine it with... Oops. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. And then combine that with the paper. Okay. Morse code. Right, cool. I unlocked the drawer. Red file lay in the drawer. I read Alice. But was it supposed to say all ice? There was no space between the L and the I. We're trying to say all ice. It is a single word. There was an interesting thought, but it left Junpei's mind quickly as he opened the file. What lay inside was far more interesting and far more confusing. What the fuck? Strange characters, tiny drawings of birds. Wait, hold on. Is this hieroglyphics? Yep. Ancient Egypt. I am the ancient pharaoh. I played a card game. That's a funny Yu-Gi-Oh reference for you guys. Key card. Is this one Mars? Mars, right? Oh, Uranus. Bottom deck library. Bottom deck. Was the bottom deck a library? Whatever it might be. However, have to wait. As their moment was, there's nothing Junpei can do. Grip the key card tighter and put it into his pocket. Alright. Now we have a unique key. Turns out Yugi was 0 all along. Well, they don't call him King of Games for nothing. There's a minus sign. Alright, so there's 8 of them, which means we gotta put in 8 digits. Oh god, okay, so it's like 36. Okay, so 36. A, B, C, D, E, so 14. Oh great, this is gonna suck. E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, It's 27. So I'll go off of E14. E F G H I J K L M N O. It's 24. No? Fuck! Okay, so I don't want to do the case. So it's wait. Wait, no. I fucked this up, didn't I? It'd be 35, right? 35. 14, 27, 24. Yeah, I got one number off. Why is this guy like, congratulations, you've done everything? It's like he knows too much. Like, too many people know too many things, and that just makes me uncomfortable. They stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit, before turning left like a great backward L. Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the straightaway. Oh shit, do I get a loud chirp? I'm sorry, I don't even know what that caused. I have no idea what causes that, so... I'm sorry. He ran and ran. He ran so far away. Piece of paper doing in the middle of a hallway. Junpei skidded to a halt. He dropped down to his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off of the floor. It was clear that it was a map. More specifically, a map of the ship's interior for A deck. What's wrong? Ace slightly lowered the virtue of his advanced age and finally caught up to Junpei. Said nothing, simply showed Ace what he'd found, and he looked long enough to determine what he'd found, and nodded. I see. He began running again past Junpei. Junpei shoved the map into his pocket and got to follow Ace, but something stopped him. Where's Clover? He turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen. What the hell is she up to? He muttered angrily under his breath and took off back the way he'd come. He'd stomped around the corner and saw her. Standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hand on the doorknob. Junpei watched as she closed it gently and quietly. What the hell are you doing? Nothing? What do you mean, nothing? What? Clover had unconsciously put her hands over the pockets of her jacket as if trying to hide something. What the hell is that? What? You've got something in your pocket. What is it? Oh, this? It's, this is... I wonder... Come on, we gotta hurry. Oh, what the... I'm doing calculations in my head. Sticking up from her collar, something. Uh-oh, big wooden stick. Remember what was a big wooden stick inside the room? What the hell is that thing on your back? She didn't respond. Instead, she quickly turned the corner and disappeared. Okay, this is very bad. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs. This is what he just expected to see after reading the map. His I see after reading the map himself meant that Ace was probably realized the same thing. Junpei looked around, but Ace was nowhere to be seen. He put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down. There he was, and not just Ace. Sans, June 7, and Lotus as well. And Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time. Something had happened, that much Junpei could tell simply by looking at her. Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself. We found it! We found it! What did you find? The last door. We found door 9. Just follow us. We'll explain on the way. Alright. 7 turned and jogged off down the stairs. The rest followed. We finally made it. A relief of excitement in her voice echoed what each one of them felt. It's finally time. Still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then it probably was. You could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins. You could feel his legs shaking. He was doing the best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism. Skepticism! Ooh! That's a spicy word today. But he couldn't deny that prospect of escape was an exciting one. There was one thing that he couldn't get off his mind. The numbered door could only be accommodate 3 and 5 people. There were 7 of them on the way to the door. Not door 9. That meant even in the best case scenario, there would be 2 of them that would have to stay behind. 2 people. He didn't have any solutions to that problem yet, but he was desperately hoping one would present itself. Junpei looked over at the clock. Hands indicated it was 4:30. They had 90 minutes before the time was up. Hey, Junpei, June, what the hell are you 2 doing? Number 2 doing? Hurry it up. He jolted. Sans voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie. Just as they'd reached C deck, Clover spoke. Hey, what about door 2? Everyone else stopped. They all turned to look at Clover. 7 spoke. What about door 2? Door 2 is the only one we haven't gone through it. I mean, yeah, it's true. Are you guys okay with that? Not investigating it, I mean? So what? We found door 9. We don't need any of the other doors. What's the point? What's the point in going through door 9? We all can't go through it, can we? Then we should do what we have to do before we go any further. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. The best way to finish it quickly is to do the border pieces first, you know? Or what, you think all 7 of us should go through door 9? Then we argue who stays behind and who gets to go? Do we really want to do that again? Who knows, if we check out door 2, maybe we'll find something. Maybe we can find a way to get all of us out. I don't know what might be in there. We might not find anything, but don't you think it'd be better to at least have looked? I mean, am I wrong? Does that sound wrong to you guys? Yeah, you do have a point. The others nodded in agreement. Not like we got a lot of time, but if we were quick about it, we might have time to take a look. I'll go take a look at door 2. They were back in front of the elevator. Nearby was the large hospital room. The elevator could take them down to door 2. After a few minutes of discussion, they decided that Clover, Sans, June, and 7 would go. She still has the stick on her back! They climbed into the elevator and Junpei listened to it creak and rattle its way to the bottom deck. Only Junpei, Ace, and Lotus were left. As the elevator rumbled out of sight, Ace spoke. Lotus, would you be so kind as to go with me? Go with you? I didn't think people still talk that way outside of the 1950s. Well, I'm a mother. Well, would that be a problem for you? Oh. That's wasn't what I meant to. I was hoping you would come with me. Well, it's not like that. I've shown Lotus, I'll show you. Of course. Ace's smile was friendly. Do whatever you want. Thank you. It doesn't look like they're going to be back anytime soon. I might as well go see whatever it is you think is so important. Junpei wasn't sure they'd been gone when the elevator suddenly opened. A single person stood there. A single person. She looked at Junpei, then slowly, purposely stepped out of the elevator. Door closed behind her. Where's everybody else? What happened? She didn't answer. Instead, her eyes swept the room and then settled on Junpei. Where are Ace and Lotus? Junpei explained what had happened. Oh, then they went over there? Her voice was small and timid. Yeah, I think so. He repeated his earlier question. So, where are June, Sans, and 11? Why aren't they with you? You really want to know? There was something wrong with her smile. Yeah, okay, sure. Here, let me show you. She pulled out something out of her pocket and tossed it on the floor at Junpei's feet. He looked down. On the floor in front of him were 3 metal rings, bracelets. Oh my god. Holy shit. No way, this has got to be some kind of joke. This can't be real. Sweat poured down his face. 3 bracelets sat there on the floor before him. He could see the numbers on their faces. On their faces. 3, 7, and 6. Lastly, let's discuss how to remove the bracelets. Yep. In other words, once the bracelets is taken outside the confines of the ships or detects that the weird bracelet heartbeat 0, death. Oh. But why? His voice was flat and broken. Response, cold. Revenge for my brother. He was forced into door 3 and murdered. You need at least 3 people to open a door. Who were the 2 that opened the door with him? It could only have been Sans and 11. That's why I killed them. But why? Why did you kill June? Because she tried to protect them. She was in my way. She had to die too. Hey, Junpei. He felt Clover's hand on his shoulder. Oh my god. Oh my god. Her face looked like a mask made out of stretched human skin. The smile that parted her lips did not extend to her eyes. They were dead and empty. The girl in front of him was no longer the Clover he had known. Perhaps she was not even human. Let's go. She reached out her hand towards him. Let's get out of here. Let's leave this ship. What the hell are you talking about? To open a numbered door, yes, I know. You need at least 3 people. But as long as we have this. Once again, Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out. It was another bracelet. Junpei could see the number on the face. 0. You've got something in your pocket. What is it? Oh, it's nothing. See? You get it now? If we have the 0 bracelet, we can leave. You and I can open door 9 with just the 2 of us. See? So let's go. Come on, hurry up. Junpei looked at Clover. She had the face of a demon, but there was something else. There was a holy light that surrounded her. She was both a fierce god and a benevolent goddess filled with love. Junpei? Her voice was soft. Her eyes weren't empty anymore. They were deep, so deep Junpei couldn't feel himself falling into them. He felt dizzy. There was something oddly bewitching about her. His mind was beginning to crack, and his heart began to melt. His hand, the hand she was offering him, it looked so soft, so inviting. Junpei reached out with his own trembling hand and closed it over hers. H. Thanks, Junpei. I'm just gonna borrow this, Kay. Her smile was cold. What was left of Junpei's conscious mind drifted away. All that was left was a twisted, broken corpse. Bad end. Ooh. I think that was my favorite ending so far. That was a really good one. All right. We are going to take a BRB, guys. We'll be right back. We're going to play some Kirby when we get back. But before we go, I got some things to say. One, I dropped some frames. That's cool. I have to fix that. Second, if you guys haven't heard already, we just opened up a Boru, and it's, if you type in www.buffriku.com, you can be directed to the Boru. We can upload some fan art there, have some fun, post some fun art. I'm kind of like a little upset because Seth got some cool fan art for his stream with Earthbound, but no one uploaded to that site yet. You know, but it's fine. If you can also upload it to the Discord on our Repainted fan art channel in our Discord, and then we can showcase your art on stream, I guess, if you want that. But yeah, I guess that's the PSA for today. We're gonna take a BRB. We're gonna listen to some jamming tunes while we prepare for the next game, so stay tuned.